do animals go to heaven? I'm going to hurt someone's feelings. Now they know my answer already. Is that a good enough answer? I don't want to hurt. So here's the thing with creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Bara vereshit, right? Vereshit bara Elohim. Bara. In the beginnings, God created. Bara is a unique word. That means ex nihilo, is a Latin, right? Out of nothing. Out of nothing, God created the heavens and the earth. You're going to get a little creation story. I'm trying to sideswipe the question. No, God created everything. And I think at that point, every atom, every molecule was created. But it was all kind of just out there. He created light, which I think is probably the best way to describe energy. Second law of thermodynamics, right? The energy cannot be created just dwindling down. We have a certain amount of energy in the universe, and it's only getting lower. Law of entropy, going downwards. Okay? Which one? Third law? Thank you, Caleb. This is why we have the chemist on board. Okay. And so God created everything. He begins to form stuff. If I take these atoms and those atoms and put them together, I can make the earth, and he forms the earth. And I can do this, and I make the seas, and I can make trees, I can make stars. But on the fifth day, we see bara again. He creates animals which are living in his eyes, but that's different from trees. Biblically, trees are not alive. Break that to your hippie friends. Biblically, they have to have the breath of life in them. It has to be a living thing, an animal. They procreate. They have to. Okay. And then on day 6, we see bara, the third and last time, when mankind was made. Because while animals had a spirit, there's a life to them, emotions and thought, but only mankind had a soul. So when man was made, we see the third bara. And if you were here last Sunday night, we talked about the Trinity, and we talked about our triune nature of body, soul, and spirit. And in the New Testament, exclusively, whenever you're being warned, do not fear who can kill the body, but who can kill the soul. What good is it to gain the whole world, but then to lose your soul? The eternal part of us is our soul. And the sad part, and you can, this is a reason to find a new church, okay, is the Bible does not say animals have souls. Now, there is horses in heaven because Jesus comes back riding on one. I said this morning there's cats in heaven because there's harps. If you don't get that, that's okay. Okay? So here's what I can guarantee is that the Bible doesn't say animals have souls, so I cannot guarantee that animals go to heaven except for your pets. If you guys have pets, they'll go to heaven. And if I'm wrong, I'll talk to God about that later. So your pets, just yours, will go to heaven. No one else's. Because if ants went to heaven, there would be bazillions of ants in heaven. Because that's the other thing about animals that's hard, is that, again, like, what's the criteria then if animals go to heaven? Are they saved or not saved? I mean, this is, because there's a big ball of wax, because God created animals. He did, but because what would be the criteria then? Would every animal go to heaven? Do all dogs go to heaven? Do you know how many dogs there'd be in heaven? That's a lot of dogs. You know, that must be why the New Jerusalem is so big, if you ever studied that, right? Because you got to make room for all the dogs. But, so that's the reality, is that biblically, I think creation is helpful. That matter was created out of nothing, and then animal life had that word again because they were spiritual. They were alive. They were different than all created things prior to them, but then when mankind was created, it was different. We are different. And so I will also say this, is that no matter how much you love your dog, if you've ever had an actual human child, the day the baby's born, the moment that they lay the child on the mother's chest, you're not thinking about your dog, right? And if you do, you have problems. And when we go to heaven, what will be before us, the greatness of it and the splendor and the awe, we won't be thinking, honestly, this is the answer for what about lost loved ones and all this and that. I'm going to tell you, in the moment when that baby is laid on your chest, women are pretty messed up, are they not, ladies? What you just went through. You're in sad shape right now after just delivering a baby, but in the moment that baby's in your arms, you're not thinking about that. All the mean yelling my wife has been doing, this is your baby, you should take it, slapping, hitting, clawing, tearing, pull. I'm just making a guy. But the point is that, but the second the baby's born, all that's gone. She's still in pain. She's still gone through this traumatic experience, but you don't think about it. And so the thing we can rest assured, whether it's our pets or loved ones who we knew weren't believers, when we get to heaven, we won't be concerned about it because of what's before us. It's not necessarily that we forget, but it's just that idea that there'll be something so good and so awesome that we won't be hurting and we won't be worried and we won't be concerned. And when we see God face to face, we'll go, you had a good plan, God. I trust your decision-making process. It was wise and good.